Don't try this at home, guys. What is up, guys? Welcome to the channel. If you're new, be sure to smash that subscribe button because we got a ton of new content coming your way. As you can see, this quarter panel is knocked out, but there is still one more thing that we need to do. We need to throw some seam sealer on all these spot welds here. Also, this bumper here is gonna have to be fixed because it does have some road rash on it, so we're gonna have to re-sand it and throw some primer on it. Man, this car is an absolute mess, but it ain't gonna be like this for long. All this Bondo dust that's on it, we're gonna clean it off here soon as it's ready for that stage. But right now, what are you prepping? The sealer?
I got a little bit more left in this tube right here. I'm just trying to
get that last squeeze out of it.
Should be enough. It should be just
enough. We don't need too much. It's just along those spot welds, so we're gonna get that taken care of, make it look good. Man, look at that thing, man. I cannot wait to let this thing rip. I cannot wait to test drive it. I just can't wait to feel that power, man. I know the Corvette is fun.
It'll be a beast.
I just haven't processed it through my mind yet, you know. I don't know what this is gonna feel like. Sounds great, sounds aggressive, sounds powerful, but let's feel that power though.
It's gonna feel like a Hellcat. That's why they named it that. Hellcat.
What do you think? All right, so I just cleaned the surface with some wax and grease remover here, all the spot welds. Now we're gonna use our sealer and go ahead and seal it up. All right, so the seam sealer went down real nice. It's pretty much dry now. So we're gonna move on to this bumper actually right here. And we're pretty much knocking out like the hardest stuff first, right?
Yeah, hardest stuff first before we actually start sanding the whole entire car before paint. We might even switch over the airbags before we actually paint the car. It just depends on what time they arrive. But for now, we're gonna hop on this bumper, sand all these scratches off, fix it if it needs to be fixed, and then primer it.
So the first thing we gotta do is take it apart. All right, so we finally took this bumper apart. It was pretty tough, but we got it. The diffuser was just like OEM style in there. You know, OEM style, it's stuck for good, but
clipped in there really strong.
Yeah, it was clipped in there real nice, but now we are ready to sand this bumper.
So we finally got this bumper finished off. We did have to Bondo a little damage right there. We got that done. Got everything DA'd with a 320, ready for some primer. He went ahead and waxed and grease removed everything. So we're gonna throw this bumper in the garage right here, turn some fans on, move the cars out the way so no overspray goes on them. And we're gonna go ahead and throw some primer on this bumper.
My gosh.
She wants to scream.
She wants to scream. All right, so we got the Hellcat out of the way, and we're just gonna position this fan blowing that way. I think we'll be good. We're not
we got one fan right here sucking up. shooting out that way. Should be good. I'm not gonna spray too much. Just a few, probably like 2 to 3 layers of thin coats.
Let's get it.
So we just got the bumper primed in. It's looking great. The primer went down absolutely really smooth. So we're gonna let that dry. And you know, guys, how we've been talking about a new shop build here, there, shop build's coming soon. Well, it's actually happening and we are really excited for it. So right now, while we have time on our hands and while that's drying back there, we're gonna go ahead and clear that pad up that we have over there. So the shop build's gonna be right there on that pad where all our stuff is parked right now. So we're gonna go ahead and move everything off of it because we gotta cut down some of these big old overhanging trees right here before it comes in a few short days.
Got a lot of things that we got to move here, as you can see, but it's about time, man. And them trees, they got to get cut down. That tree's gonna be all right there, it's still alive. That one looks like it's about to die, so we got to cut some stuff down and chop it up, get it out the way. Alrighty guys, so we got most of that stuff moved out the way except for the forklift. We're gonna use the forklift to go up into the sky, cut some of them branches down right there, man, so they don't fall on our building in a storm or something like that. So we're gonna go ahead and get the cut. Don't try this at home, guys. Yep, take her away. Let's leave her there, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, we'll cut it up.
Now, which one? This one right here?
Yep.
Dang, that's gonna be a chainsaw from over there on that end, right? All right, so it's getting pretty crazy right now, pretty late. We're rushing, we're trying to race against time right now. We're going to get a ladder, gonna go try to cut down that big branch, because once we cut that big one down, man, it's gonna be game over right there. But I think there's one more, right?
We got like 2 more big ones.
2 more big ones.
These things warms up here.
Dang, son. That's a fat one right there. It's gonna be a lot of cutting. It's gonna make for a big old bonfire though, so how was it?
Oh man, it's so hot up there.
Was it sketchy?
It's all right.
I guess let's get to chopping. You wanna start chopping now or tomorrow?
Right now, we're gonna start getting as much as we can.
Yes, sir, let's do it. I'm gonna grab the Sawzall, you grab that, and we're gonna get at it. Alrighty guys, we got the Jeep out here shining for us. We got almost all of it trimmed up, took to the bonfire in the backyard there. But man, we got a little bit more here, but we are working into the night.
We'll be out here in the morning, cut the rest of it off, and cut it all away, and we should be good for the shop.
Alright, so it is the next day here. As you can see, that branch got cut down. We got that taken care of, so we're not worried about no limbs falling on the building, which the building will be in a couple days. So guys, stay tuned for that. It'll probably be a next video. So that is it for the shop update. We're actually gonna jump back onto the Hellcat and continue working and prepping it for some paint.
Back on the Hellcat here, I got my 180 on a block right here. I'm gonna go ahead and resand this whole entire quarter panel, this primer that I put down, because I wanna go ahead and re-smooth everything. And then once again, throw another coat of primer on this whole entire thing, and then that should be the last time I'm throwing primer before we sand this whole entire car and get it ready for paint.
All right, so while he's sanding on the other end over there, I'm gonna move on to this side and I'm gonna start removing this seat belt here. Should be pretty simple. I'm gonna start with unscrewing this lower bolt here because the seat belts are locked up, so I'm gonna have to do that first. And then I'm gonna have to start removing all these trim pieces in here. So I'm gonna get started and remove both of the seat belts. Alright, so we just took out the lower part of the seat. I'm not actually going to have to remove this trim piece fully. I can manage to get my hand back here and unscrew this seat belt, and I should be able to just finesse it out of there somehow. That's one of them right there, man. A little bit tough, but for the most part, very simple. Now, let's move on to the other side. Alright, so we finally got both of these seat belts out and they're ready to get shipped off. We actually got a place that we ship them to and they pretty much just reset them, unlock them, they do their thing and whatnot. But as you can see, we got an absolute mess in here. But I'm just gonna leave it like this. That way we can just, when we get them back, we just pop them right back in. Or we may just do a little quick detailing on the inside, get rid of all this unnecessary stuff, and pretty much just get that interior ready for that dash and all the other airbags, which will be here in a couple of days actually. But we are moving along here real nice. Just gonna sort some things out, and that'll be it for the seat belts. That's the only two seat belts that were locked up. Is the front, is the driver and the passenger. The rear ones are fine, as you can see. There you go. They work, they function, they're all good. And that's it for the seat belts. Alright, so moving on to this rear bumper here, he's got a rattle can there with some black paint, and pretty much he's gonna mist it on there, give me a little, what's it called? Guide coat. Give me a little bit of a guide coat, that way I don't sand too much. But pretty much what I'm gonna do is start wet sanding it and prepping it for paint. So let's go ahead and take care of that, get it sanded, and hopefully that'll be it for this rear bumper, and there's plenty more to sand. So we got plenty more work and a prep for the paint work. Alright, since we are sanding primer here, I got my bucket of water, and I also got a 400 grit sandpaper and a soft pad. Let's get it. Alright, so the bumper is done, that primed area is sanded properly, but we still got to sand the actual paint, the OEM paint, which is gets sanded with a 600 grit. So that's going to be later done with the whole entire car, because we are going to be respraying the whole entire car. Same black color, obviously, but there's going to be a ton of sanding. We're going to have to start taking stuff apart, door panels, you got mirror, you got handle, got the fuel cap, and also some of this trim over here. So we got a good bit of stuff to take apart, but it's going to be well worth it because that paint job is just going to look amazing. It's going to be flawless. It's going to be a brand new car pretty much. Just about that close. All right, so I'm done with that bumper over there. Now we're actually going to throw the final last coat of primer that we're going to allow to dry, and then we're going to start the wet sanding process of the whole entire car. So that's pretty much the last step there, is throw some primer there. So we're going to go ahead and tape it up, and we're going to spray it in.
just threw a first coat on this quarter panel. We want to go ahead and make sure if we're working on this quarter panel to knock out all the major scratches or anything, because we want a pristine paint job on this whole car. So I'm gonna let that dry, throw probably 1 or 2 more coats, and that should be it for the quarter panel.
Alright, so all of the body work is complete. It took a long time, but we finally got it all knocked out. The only thing that's left to do is wet sand the whole entire car. But before we can do that, I know you guys are tired of looking at this filthy thing. Look at it, man. Just look at that. It's all filthy, man. So we're gonna wash it. We usually wash our cars when we get them off the auction, but we didn't get the chance to do it to this one. So we're gonna take out all the stuff that's inside the car, all the unnecessary stuff that's in the trunk, in the car, and the interior. We're gonna clean it up, you know, make it look good. And also wash the exterior, because before you wet sand, you want to make sure all the surfaces are clean. As you can see, the interior is filthy. There's a bunch of unnecessary stuff, parts that are not needed in there. We're gonna take them out, give it a nice little vacuum in there. Also in the trunk, it's super filthy in here. I want to get all this stuff out, vacuum it up, because we are gonna be like wet sanding and stuff. I don't want water getting on these parts, carpets, and all that good stuff in there that we don't need any water damage. So we're gonna go ahead and clean it up and prep it for the wet sanding process. Alright, so we just cleaned the interior. We also went ahead and cut these airbags off because they were in the way when you're trying to move the car around. But the interior is nice and tidy for now. It's workable. You can work in there. Nice clean environment. Now we're going to go ahead and clean the exterior.
So that is a wrap, guys, for today's video. The car is super close to getting a paint job. You know, we still got to sand the whole entire thing, but we also have our shop going up. We're really busy these past few days trying to get both of this stuff done, trying to paint the car, trying to put the shop up, guys. We are really excited, just as you are, because finally we get our shop, what we've been waiting for a very long time. So we are really excited. So guys, be sure to stay tuned, turn on your post notifications, because we got some very exciting stuff and big things coming to the channel here very soon. Also, if you haven't, go check out our Instagram. We got some awesome pictures on there, and you get a sneak peek of what comes before YouTube. Also, go check out goonsquad.com and be on the lookout for new shirt designs and get you one. If you want to support our channel, go check out our Patreon. The link will be down below. Everything is much appreciated. It helps this channel grow. So thank you guys for watching, and be on the lookout for awesome stuff coming towards the channel. Peace.